Ever heard of a book so influential it shaped empires, inspired artists, and even helped us understand the universe?
Well, today we're diving into Euclid's Elements, not just as a math text, but as a journey through time.
From ancient Alexandria to modern-day design, this text has woven itself into the fabric of human thought in ways you wouldn't imagine.
We're going to trace its path, exploring how a work born in the bustling intellectual hub of ancient Alexandria went on to impact fields far beyond mathematics.
Okay, so picture this Alexandria under Ptolemy I.
A ruler obsessed with knowledge, amassing a library so grand it rivaled any the world had seen.
He was here in this cauldron of ideas that Euclid compiled and systematized centuries of geometric knowledge into the elements.
You know, we often think of geometry as this silent study,
Right?
but in Euclid's time it was a performance.
Oh, wow.
Imagine geometers drawing figures in the sand, debating theorems for all to see.
That's so cool.
It's fascinating to consider how this public display of reasoning shaped not just mathematical understanding, but the very culture of intellectual discourse.
And the book itself.
We have papyrus fragments evidence that even in its earliest days, the Elements had a dedicated audience.
People were making copies, working through propositions, truly engaging with the material.
And it wasn't just scholars either.
Oh, really?
They even use ostraka broken pottery shards for math exercises, revealing that geometry was accessible to a wider population than we might think.
But the elements didn't stay confined to ancient Alexandria.
No, its journey took it through the hands of scholars across empires, even surviving wars and cultural shifts.
So who are some of the key players in this journey?
Well, one pivotal figure is Theon of Alexandria, a 4th century scholar who created his own edition of the Elements.
So even back then, people were remixing and reinterpreting the classics.
Exactly. It shows that even in antiquity, the text was considered open to interpretation and refinement.
So where did it go from there?
From there, it traveled through the Byzantine Empire, becoming a core part of the 7 liberal arts.
The foundation of a well-rounded education.
Precisely. And we even have a lavishly copied manuscript commissioned by Arethes of Caesarea,
A 10th century bishop.
highlighting the enduring value placed on this work.
Okay, but what about its journey eastward?
The Elements' journey eastward is equally remarkable. The Abbasid caliphs in Baghdad, particularly Al-Mamun, were on a quest to gather Greek knowledge.
And the elements was high on their list.
Oh, absolutely. This period, known as the Islamic Golden Age, witnessed a surge in translation, making this ancient knowledge accessible to a new audience and paving the way for groundbreaking advancements in the Islamic world.
It's like a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge can bring people together across different cultures and backgrounds.
It's a powerful reminder that the pursuit of knowledge transcends cultural and geographic boundaries.
But I imagine this transmission wasn't always easy.
You're right, it wasn't without its challenges. Wars and conflicts, such as the one between Al-Amin and Al-Mamun, disrupted this flow of knowledge, highlighting its fragility.
So despite these setbacks, the elements still made its way back to Europe.
It did eventually in the 12th century, thanks to Adelard of Bath, an English scholar who journeyed to the Islamic world specifically to translate the work into Latin.
Wow, talk about dedication.
Adelard's efforts were part of a wider European movement to reclaim ancient knowledge that had been preserved and expanded upon by Islamic scholars, a movement that ultimately laid the groundwork for the Renaissance.
It's amazing to think about how these different cultures were all connected through this one book.
And then comes a total game changer, the printing press.
Suddenly, knowledge could spread faster and wider than ever before.
Exactly. Erhard Ratdolt's 1482 edition of the Elements, with its intricate diagrams, is a prime example of how this technology revolutionized access to Euclid's work, fueling a resurgence of interest in geometry across Europe.
It's like the original bestseller.
But here's where things get really interesting. Euclid's influence extended far beyond mathematics. His name became so synonymous with geometry that he was sometimes confused with a philosopher from a completely different time and place, Euclid of Megara.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It speaks to the profound and lasting impact of his work. But to understand the true depth of that impact, we need to look beyond the realm of numbers and shapes.
So how did Euclid's Elements, a work primarily focused on geometry, manage to influence fields like art, literature, and even philosophy?
Well, one figure who truly grasped the philosophical significance of Euclid's work was Proclus.
He was a 5th century scholar, head of the Platonic Academy in Athens.
Right. He saw the Elements not simply as a collection of geometric proofs, but as a model for logical reasoning and clear thinking, a powerful tool for understanding the world.
And its reach extended beyond philosophical circles, right?
Absolutely. Think about Hroswitha of Gandersheim.
A 10th century German canonist.
She incorporated Euclidean number theory into her plays.
Wow, demonstrating how this seemingly abstract mathematical concept could find expression in creative arts.
Hroswitha, like many others, recognized the power of Euclid's ideas to illuminate different aspects of human experience.
It's fascinating how these ideas transcended their original context.
And even centuries later, scholars were still grappling with and expanding upon the elements.
Oh, really?
Take Levi ben Gershom, for example.
A 14th century Jewish philosopher and astronomer.
He challenged some of Euclid's definitions,
Showing that Euclid's work wasn't just accepted blindly, but actively debated and critiqued.
exactly demonstrating the critical thinking his work inspired.
It seems that the Elements wasn't just a text to be passively absorbed, but a springboard for debate and new insights.
Precisely. And this spirit of inquiry carried into the age of exploration.
So how did that play out?
Christoph Glavius, a 16th century Jesuit scholar, made Euclid's work central to Jesuit education.
Shaping the minds of countless scholars across Europe.
He saw the Elements as a tool for cultivating intellectual discipline and rigor.
And this influence wasn't confined to Europe, was it?
No, not at all.
In the 17th century.
Zhu Guangqi, a Chinese scholar, collaborated with Jesuit missionaries to translate the Elements into Chinese.
Wow, introducing Euclid's ideas to a completely new cultural context.
It's a testament to the universality of Euclid's work, its ability to transcend linguistic and cultural barriers.
But I understand there's a twist in this tale. The emergence of non-Euclidean geometry.
Right, this happened in the 19th century.
With Nikolai Lobachevsky.
A Russian mathematician who challenged one of Euclid's most fundamental assumptions, the parallel postulate.
For centuries, mathematicians had tried to prove this postulate.
But Lobachevsky took a different approach.
What did he do?
He demonstrated that alternative geometries where this postulate didn't hold true were not only possible, but could lead to consistent and valid mathematical systems.
So it's like saying there's more than one way to understand space and shape.
Exactly. It's like comparing a flat map to a globe.
Both represent the Earth.
But the rules of geometry change on a curved surface.
So Lobachevsky showed that similar shifts happen when we move beyond Euclid's flat plane.
Precisely. This was a radical departure, one that paved the way for modern developments in fields like relativity and cosmology,
His work challenged centuries of established mathematical thought.
reminding us that even the most seemingly unassailable ideas can be overturned, leading to profound shifts in our understanding of the world.
So Euclid's influence goes beyond just abstract mathematical concepts then.
Oh, absolutely. His work has left its mark on art literature and even the way we design the spaces we inhabit.
Like the use of geometric shapes and proportions in architecture.
Exactly. Think about the Pantheon in Rome with its perfect hemispherical dome, a testament to the ancient fascination with geometric perfection.
From medieval depictions of Lady Geometria to the surrealist interpretations of Max Ernst in the 20th century.
Euclid has continued to inspire artists across diverse movements and styles.
Literature, too, bears the imprint of the Elements.
Of course, George Eliot in her novels captures the challenges and triumphs of grappling with Euclidean geometry.
Reflecting its role in Victorian education and its wider cultural significance.
Even philosophers like Thomas Hobbes and Baruch Spinoza adopted a geometrical style of writing.
Aiming for the clarity and logical rigor they saw in Euclid's work.
They wanted to bring that same level of precision to their philosophical arguments.
And even today, echoes of Euclid's ideas can be found in fields like fashion design, where precise measurements and attention to proportion are key elements of the craft, particularly in haute couture.
But perhaps the most mind-boggling connection of all lies in the very fabric of the universe itself.
Remember non-Euclidean geometry.
It turns out that dark energy, the mysterious force driving the accelerating expansion of the universe, plays a role in maintaining the large-scale structure of space as, and this is the incredible part, Euclidean.
It's as though the universe on a grand scale still adheres to the rules laid down by a mathematician who lived thousands of years ago.
It's a humbling and awe-inspiring thought.
Euclid's Elements is not just a book. It's a thread connecting us through time and space to a vast and intricate cosmic tapestry.
So what can we take away from this incredible journey through the history and influence of Euclid's Elements?
It seems like Euclid's Elements offers us more than just, geometric principles. What can we, thousands of years later, still gain from engaging with this ancient text?
I think Euclid's journey reminds us that knowledge is this ongoing exchange across time and cultures, you know?
Yeah.
It urges us to question, build upon, and forge new connections that illuminate our world.
It's a call to embrace curiosity, to delve into the wealth of knowledge humanity has accumulated, recognizing the enduring power of human thought.
Who knows what insights await us if we engage with the ideas of those who came before?
Right.
Perhaps we'll uncover discoveries that shape the future just as Euclid shaped our past.
Well, if this exploration of Euclid's legacy has piqued your interest, I highly recommend Benjamin Wardhaugh's The Book of Wonders.
It's a great book.
It's a captivating deep dive into the elements and its impact throughout history. You'll find a link to purchase the book in our show notes.
And don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more fascinating explorations of knowledge.
Share this episode with a friend who values lifelong learning, and join us as we continue to uncover the interconnectedness of ideas.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the wonders of knowledge.